What's going on, everybody? My name, as you know, is Captain Crush. You click the thumbnail now, smash the like and hit the subscribe. The fact is, we have 4 games today to discuss. They're not good. I don't know what's been going on with the NBA schedule lately, but it just hasn't been hitting. So with that in mind, it's already late in the day. I'm gonna try to make this 10 minutes top, so bear with me because I'm gonna try to fly through this, because at the end of the day, someone said I wasn't gonna do a video today because there's nothing that I feel confident enough to come out on here and tell you about. But listen, he told me that maybe there's value in that. So here we go. I'm telling you guys right now to place your coin extremely light. There's just not a lot here to go on. I don't like targeting any of these teams. I know the Pacers-Raptors game looks good on paper, but the Raptors are historically one of the most annoying teams to target, even in an elite matchup in a pace-up spot. Now, Friday, I had a massive day Friday. Saturday, the writing was on the wall. I knew it was coming. It was a bad slate. I forced it, and it was absolute poverty. Yesterday, I was able to find a few dubs because there were so many games, but as most of you know, if you're in my court or follow this channel, I'm not really big on betting NBA on Sunday. They just seem to not care. Now, if you watch the games like I do, the announcers are trying their best to push the narrative that, oh, they're going to be trying more because of the standings and everything else. Folks, they aren't trying any. I've been watching the games. They literally do the same stuff. It's the same song and dance. Okay, the studs will stud when they show up, and the poverty will poverty when they show up. It's that simple. And you have a few outlier games here and there between the two, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much just what we expected. And trust me, NBA does not get better in late March, folks. When teams decide they have no reason to play, that's when it becomes really hard. But with that out of the way, let's talk about today. Now, this is probably going to be one of the most popular plays on the board. Unfortunately, there's only 4 games, and that popular tab is going to be cooking people's bankrolls today, I'm telling you. We got the New York Knicks facing the poverty Pistons. It comes right off the tongue. Comment guy, miss me with your complaints. Josh Hart, 11.5 points. Why am I even looking at him? It's very simple. The analysis is this. My model has him going for 12.5. I don't like anything on this slate, so I'm putting him in the mix. You can see he has a ceiling of 18, but now the Knicks have their injuries still on the table, but Hartenstein is making an attempt to come back on the court. He's playing limited minutes, so he is clogging up a little bit there, but the fact is you have Josh Hart, 11.5 points. Why am I even looking at him besides the model? Because he plays big minutes. 42, 44, 40. The man plays a ton of minutes. Minutes equals money. So at the end of the day, when the day is done, when all the smoke is cleared, if Josh Hart sells, he sells. There's just not a lot here. I know his RA, where is it? His RA is probably going to be one of the most popular plays on the slate tonight. And for that reason, other than the model, I'm pivoting to his points. He's one of the most frustrating players to roster in any format. 9 rebounds just seems insane, okay? It just seems insane. I'm sorry, but this line was 7.5, 8, 8.5. Now it's all the way up to 9. I mean, what are we doing here with Josh Hart? It's 2024, and I got to worry about rostering Josh Hart. I'm telling you right now, I'm going so light today, it ain't even going to be funny. It's literally diet day for Captain Crutch because this just, I refuse to give them any coin. Now, Jalen Brunson, the other day he played on the slate and he smacked me in the face because I had his under on his fantasy score and he literally went berserk. Where you at, Jalen? Let Captain Crush look at you. A 50 burger versus Boston, and I had the under. Now he's at 47.5, 43, 46, 37, 49. He does have a 60-point true ceiling any given time, but eventually he's going to have to cool down. I mean, he's been absolutely steamrolling, and the matchup is good for him, but there is blowout equity. Let me load up Outlier Bet real quick, and you can see it's 11.5 point spread over under 222. I guess there's a world where Jalen Brunson doesn't get his full minutes, but let me tell you something. If he does play 40-ish, 41 to 39 to 41 minutes, this is going to be a sweat. I'm hoping that maybe he can get some turnovers today because I'm still going to take less, and all of these can be considered as well. Less on 31.5 points. That's a super high number, even for him. Jalen Brunson, 11.5 R plus A. I like under on that too. Let's flop over to DGF Fantasy real quick. This is a tool that will save you time. Instead of me opening up every single book, I can go right here and see FanDuel, Kings, MGM, and pinpoint the value. The link's in the description. Use it. You will get your 20 to 25% off. I'll throw in a month of my Discord, but here we go. You can see the best line to take less on is his R plus A, rebounds plus assist. Minus 138 across the books. We know we're getting a little bit of value there, not much. As you can see, there's just not a lot here. In fact, if you go to his fantasy score, you can see that the two other places that have a line for it, it's at 46.9 and 46.8. The fact is, it's going to be a sweat. It's razor thin, these margins. His points, 51%, minus 118 on the sharpest book, which is Pinnacle. It's pretty much a coin flip. And I know that going into it. It's pretty much a gut call. My model projects him for 30, which is absurd. The people and players that project for those type of numbers are the likes of Lukas, Shies, and now Jalen Brunson? I mean, sure, whatever. I know he's been crushing getting it done, especially with Randall out, but I'm just taking less, okay? If you want to go over on it, you can, but even then, go down here and look at the over. It's plus 104 over here, minus 112 over here, but overall, it's 48%, so it's still more likely, mathematically, the value is taking less, but again, it's really just a 50-50. You probably should stay away, but again, you have to come up with something if you're going to be taking this, and there's not a lot of lines up for the late night game with the Kings and Heat yet. Okay, you see the same spreads I do. Now, this game, the Toronto Raptors and Pacers game, is the highest point total by far. If you want to target overs there, you can, but again, like I said, both of these teams are frustrating because even on paper, when the matchup is mint, they tend to do what they do best, and that is cost you coin and sell your slips. They pull the plug early, they wave the white flag. It's more frustrating than anything else. The Nets and Grizzlies, I cannot stand either of these teams, but the spread is 2.5, but look at this total. It's abysmal. I will maybe go back and take a shot on Cam Thomas. I took him the other day against the Wolves in a terrible matchup too. Not that this matchup's any better, but eventually Cam Thomas should have a decent game. I think he could be someone you consider. It just feels gross even coming out of my mouth. My goodness, I'm sorry, folks. I'm just not gonna force it. Like usually I tell people I can come on this board and it's like a sheet of music and it sings and I can hear it and follow the tune. Today, the math ain't just math and it ain't hitting. I don't hear any music, okay? I'm wandering around in musical chairs and I'm left without a seat. Your boy over here trying to do God's work, trying to keep the YouTube faithful on their toes, but it just ain't hitting. Pascal Siakam, 37.5 fantasy points. A lot of people are going to take this and be like, revenge game, great matchup, blah, blah, blah. But it's still a lot of fantasy points for the man, given his current role on the team. Tyrese Halliburton, 47 fantasy points. Sure, I was on him the other day when he ended up cashing, but again, it's just so razor thin. 46, 47, 48. This is literally like right where the line should be. If I was making the lines, it would probably be 46.5. Scooty Barnes, 42.5 fantasy points. He is the top tier person that I will probably take the over from in that game because Scooty Barnes has block equity, steal equity, point upside, rebound upside, assist upside. He does it all. If the game does happen to stay close, Scooty Barnes is probably a reason that it does. Yo, Scooty, are you coming through? Are you hitting? Or are you going to sell us the bag? Let me know. The chat wants to know. Is Scotty hitting or is Scotty selling? Let me know in the comments below if you're going to give Scotty a chance at your coin. Now, let me take a quick intermediate break to discuss how yesterday went because like I said, it was forced. There was 12 games, but I didn't really like it. I did do good in the early window, which is hilarious because those are the games I like the least, the NBA early window, but I said to everyone, let me watch the late night hammer game uninterrupted. I did. This was the two that I came up with for the second half, and Kevin Huerter and Norman Powell covered for us. Hopefully, if you're in my cord, you are able to catch it and get your coin back. This is what I like the most to actually give to the chat, and then I did one on my own where I used those same two, and I put in my other reads, which were going to be controversial, which is Sabonis less, Leonard less, Harry Barnes over, and Fox less. Now, hear me out. This was a 25x coming, and Darren Fox came in with 3 minutes left, got quick 2 free throws, and then a bucket to ice him. Then he got pulled. He went over, so instead of my crispy 25x, I only got 2x. I'm not complaining, but man, I thought I was going to be doing surgery right there. And then Fox came in the clutch. Mr. Clutch, as they call him. The fourth quarter warrior who scored like 12 points. Yada, yada, yada. Miss me. Fox is going to remind you who he is at some point. Trust. And then over here, I did this pregame. Powell and Monk. Malik Monk really didn't need to do anything. Fox and Sabonis were holding it down. I trusted my model here with Leonard and Harden, and they stayed under. Sabonis over, Powell over the points. I just threw it together, another 2x. A lot of people did decent yesterday. This was my main slip that I liked right here. LeBron James first half fantasy, Luka first half fantasy, the two goats, the two wagons, bang. And another wagon that I took yesterday was De'Aaron Fox over 2.5 turnovers that cashed. And looky here, I forgot about this. James points, Lillard less, Devin Booker less fantasy. Tyrese Maxey got pulled with 3 minutes left in a 14-point game. If he would have got to close, he was going to cash that. It is what it is. That's why I flex it. And then KD and Luka, bang, cash that. And then this was the one, my favorite one, cash that. Those I did post, so if you were able to get those in the Discord, you got to tail and maybe you made some coin. The esports crew's always going down. Another one I did with Luka less assists. Someone tried to make fun of me for it, and KD over. KD's line was at 13.5. They lowered it to 12, then 11, and I told everyone in the chat, yo, let's take a shot on KD over 11.5. Now we're getting value. Bang, we did. Romelius is cooking the Call of Duty esports. My daily doubles yesterday. Oh, my daily doubles. I had Jared Allen and Kyle Kuzma. He took all the goblins here, but I had Jared. This is a nice 2x, Lion. I had Jared Allen and Kyle Kuzma as my two goblins, and I paired it up with Shai under 32.5 points. Again, in the last 3 minutes, the game was over. Shai ended up stat padding an extra 6 points. He didn't even need to do that. The game was over. But like I always say when I take Shai, by the way, Shai's one of my favorite players. The Thunder is my team. It's always going to be a sweat. It is what it is, okay? Now in my Discord, I post all my projections every single day for every player. Like you can see here, it comes with the player, the total points, fantasy score, rebounds, assists, turnovers, blocks, steals, you name it, I have it. But more importantly than any of that, I do live streams Monday through Friday. I think I even did one Saturday, but I do the live streams where we cook it all. I give you my favorite plays, I answer your questions, I foster a decent community. We coke, we joke, we jip, we jive, we do it all. And right now, for the next 2 days only, you can get in the gold package. It's normally $24.99 a month. Buy now, click it, check it out. 1 month, add your promo code. Remember, I've been getting a lot of DMs, folks. It's all caps, okay? Because why? Because we're screaming. Apply Crush 50, bang, $12.50 for your first month. I think I've had like over 100 people cash in on this. Again, for 2 more days, you can get in the mix on this discount. So miss me with the excuse. $12.50. I went to Chipotle yesterday, got 2 bowls. No drinks, folks. No drinks and no queso, and it was $25, okay? So you can get 1 month of your boys' Discord, or you can get 2 Chipotle bowls for double the price. It's up to you. Now let's go back to PrizePicks, and if you do join in the mix, I will see you in that live stream where hopefully we can cook a W, because this video, as of now, it ain't hitting, Chief. It just ain't hitting, okay? Talked about Burns. Now, here he is, the man that sold my 25x, but I did cash in on your turnovers. Thank you, Fox. You wagging on the turnovers. 41.5 fantasy score, okay? Let's go back over here to DGF and see what's cooking. All right, so from the top, you can see Cam Thomas, under 30 fantasy points. Aldama, Scotty Barnes, the man we just talked about, under. Look at all these unders. This is what I'm talking about. PrizePicks has everything juiced up, including your boy Fox. Now, this does not mean that, oh, it's hitting, Cap, because this says it's 54%, and if it doesn't hit, well then, this is garbage. Quote, YouTube comment got no, okay? If something's 54% of the time to hit, it still leaves 46% of the time where you're not gonna hit, buddy, and it has nothing to do with the hit percentage. It's all math. If I take this coin, fella, and I flip it 100 times, and I say, every flip I'm taking heads, and it lands on tails 70 out of 100 times. Was heads the wrong play? Did I pick wrong? Did I? It's literally only 2 options. Did I pick wrong? No. It's called variance. It's literally just an individual sample, but if you did it for infinite times, it would land heads 50, it would land tails 50. When you take these plays, you run them back, it means over an infinite timeline, you will be winning 54 times and losing 46, period, according to their own math charts, okay? It's simple math. It is what it is. Ooh, we got Josh Hart over here, 11.5. He's being juiced. He'll probably get bumped. Actually, I don't know, minus 130. Maybe he stays at 11.5. But I gave that to y'all there, okay? Duran and Achua over 20 rebounds. That actually looks crispy. I like that one. I'll probably take that one. Scooty Bird! boards, over 6.5 assists. Maybe you just take his assists instead of his fantasy score. I don't know, folks. I don't really know. Obi Toppin for those of you technicality boys. Under 8.5 points, question mark? I don't know. Obi-Wan Kenobi seems to be someone that you can always count on. Look at this. This is crispy. I'll have to check the model on this. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 23.5 points is minus 146 on Pinnacle. I'll probably take a shot on that, but hear me carefully. Look at the deal. What do you notice? What do you see? There ain't a lot here unless you want to take unders on fantasy scores, with 99% of you don't want to take unders, myself included, because unders are a kick in the groin. It ain't fun. It ain't hitting. But if you want to follow the math, here it is. Use promo code CRUSH. Use the link in the description. You can get it and find this for yourself. It is a decent tool. But whenever you see all the other books having unders on these fantasy scores, you can know that it just might be under season. But I showed you Fox was being juiced. I'm probably going to be leaning towards less here, but honestly, I'm probably just fading Fox today. I don't want to deal sweating Fox's over, and I don't want to deal sweating his under. He is on a back-to-back. You notice what they don't have here? They don't have the big man Sabonis on the slate for a fantasy score. If they did, I'd probably take it over because the dude is a wagon. Bam Adebayo is going to be missing Jimmy Butler and some other people there due to suspensions. If you want to take a shot on him, but look what Sabonis did to Zubac yesterday. He absolutely cooked him. He cooked him. I watched it live in color with my own two eyes. He got cooked. So I don't know. Sabonis is probably going to cook Bam Adebayo, but I guess you could look at it. We just saw Jaren Jackson's points being in the mix at 23.5, but you got to know whenever you take Jaren Jackson what you're getting. Triple J gets in foul trouble. He can't keep those hands to himself, but I will take a shot over there just because it is value. Minus 146 on Pinnacle. I don't care what any other book has. Sign me up because they are crispy. Notice they don't have Darren Fox's turnovers on here. All half, by the way, speaking of Darren Fox's turnovers, it was 2.5, and I had him going over, and he didn't have any turnovers first half, and the chat was already pre-chalking, and then bang! In literally 3 minutes, he got 3 turnovers because that's all it takes. It's never over until it hits trip zeros. Just like your bank account if you're not following Captain Crush, okay? I'm telling you, it's never over until it's over. Don't pre-chalk. Put it in, get your coin in good, and whatever happens. So where's that rebounds combo? Right there, Duren and Precious. Ooh, my Precious. Is he gonna cook? He cooked me the other day, I'll tell you that. He cooked me. The man should have crushed and he didn't. This might be crispy too. Bam and Domantas Sabonis rebounds. Gosh, Sabonis, when you watch him, if you're not watching the games, you can't really see what's happening, but Sabonis just cooks. He literally just grabs everything. Yesterday, he probably could have dropped 30 real points. He had a lot of in and outs. It is what it is, but he cooked Zubac, man. I feel, Zubac is one of my boys. Old Zuby, but he got cooked, and he got cooked hard. Pause. Now, talked about Cade being less. Simon Fettuccine Alfredo. Now, he was going to be the thumbnail, but then old Skywalker went ahead and made him and took him, and now I got to talk about him, but I was already going to talk about him. The man is Fettuccine Alfredo, and he's hitting. Since he's been on this new team, it's different season for Mr. Simone Fontecchio. Man, chef's kiss with the fettuccine, I'm telling you right now. 13 point. The model says, he's going for 11. Am I telling you right now to take less? No, the data points haven't caught up yet. He's on a new team. He's cooking. More 12.5 points. The man's going to shoot. Drop back. Bang. Count it. Splash. He's hitting. Hopefully, because if he doesn't hit, then I'm going to lose some coin. I'm taking my shot. And don't sleep on Duncan Robinson. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts, baby. If he gets hot from 3, he's going to slice and dice 17 points. I will be taking a shot on Mr. Duncan Robinson. Yes, sir. I got to do it. I got my crispy push equity. I'm going to get in the mix with old Duncan. All these role players, Caleb, Jamie, the rest of them, Duncan, maybe they're in the mix. If I had to put them in a pot, boil it down for an old crawfish boil, it would be Dunkin' Donuts getting the nod. I'm going to take a shot on him. Hopefully, he hits. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It's a dart throw. I wouldn't be anchoring anything with Duncan Robinson. And before, those of you that are in the court, when you get my projection sheets, Duncan Robinson will not be projected to go over 17 points. It's just not going to be hitting in the model. He's going to be right around 16.5. As you can see, it's minus 102 across everywhere, which is literally a 50-50. In fact, his 24.5 PRA is being juiced crazy under on Pinnacle. Minus 153. Take the under on 24.5 PRA on old Duncan. But if you want to take a shot on his points, sure, go ahead. He can get hot and obliterate it. But again, you're going to have to wait for the live stream at 4:45 Central because as of now, there's nothing really here that your boy likes. I will say this. You can take any of these. Remember, I just showed you that Scotty was being juiced under on his fantasy. So if you want something that harmonizes with the books, which is not a lock, there's no such thing. You can go over here to his assist and you can get in the mix with Scooty Barnes and maybe he gets 7 assists tonight and brings the boy the bag. So here we go. This would be a slip right here that you could take that I would get behind. Here we go. Let's recap and then let's close. And you better use that discount on CaptainCrush.net or I'm throwing hands, man, because you got 2 more days to lock in. And wherever these hands land, they land. And trust me, when I throw hands, people tend to get hurt. It is what it is. So let's recap. We got Chua and Duran, 20 rebounds. Book it. Cade under 20.5 points. It's booked. Fettuccine Crispy Alfredo over 12.5 points. Bazinga. Scooty Barnes 6.5 assists and or fantasy score. Put it in the mix. Josh Hart 11.5 points. It's Crown Town, Diamond Town. Let's go. It doesn't make any sense, but the fact of the matter is this. Neither does this slate. Neither does Adam Silver's NBA schedule. 4 games here, 12 there, 3 there, and 11 tomorrow. It ain't hitting, Chief. I'm telling ya. Check the description. Get your promo codes for your free trial. Parlay plays in the mix. They brought back Flex. Parlay played.io/crush. The link's in the description. Promo code CRUSH. You can take alternate lines, baby. I'm telling you, alternate lines. They're hitting. Whenever you get a slate like this, my God in heaven, it's time to do the dumpster digging, diving that you don't want to do and dig through. And maybe, just maybe, you find yourself a diamond in the rough. Maybe you come up holding trash. You never know. With that in mind, I'm going to cut this video off because I wanted 10 minutes and it's more like 20. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And remember, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.